Hey there everyone, and welcome to my next project. Welcome to my walkthrough of Zelda II, The Adventure of Link. I've already done Zelda 1 a couple of months ago, well actually quite a few months ago. So I might as well just do Zelda 2 as well. I do have this game on 3DS Virtual Console, but like I don't own the game in any other way, and it's actually one of the few Zelda games I actually play. Anyway, story time! After Ganon was destroyed, Impa told Link a sleeping spell was cast on the Princess Zelda. She will wake only with the power of number 3 Fright Force in a palace in Hyrule. To break the seal, crystals must be placed in statues in 6 well-guarded palaces. Link set on his most adventurous song quest yet. 1987. Nintendo. Wow, okay, those were like some terrible words. Like, my sentences didn't come out correctly at all, so I would just get into the game. Now this is not like Zelda 1 at all, because for one thing, it's a side-scroller. You also got a life meter, you got magic, and you got attack. Most importantly, you got experience. So basically how this game works is that when you kill enemies, you will get experience. Now, you have 3 things you can level up. See, when I level up, you can see that I need 50 to get a life level, 100 for magic level, and 200 for attack. Well, if I level up life now, it will just reset to, well, 9 out of 100, because 100 is the next level, and life would probably cost 150. It will basically level up whatever needs the least amount. Now what I could also do is just cancel it, and then it will just skip to the level up that I would get for magic, and if I skip it again, then for attack. I'm actually not sure what happens if you don't do attack either, but there's really no point anyway. Anyway, raising your life will basically increase your defense, so you'll take less damage from enemies. If you get a magic level, magic spells will be easier, or I guess just they cost less magic to cast. Now every sixth small enemy you kill can either drop a blue jar like you saw right there, or a 50-point P bag, which I also picked one up just a minute ago. Well, the small, yeah, it's basically, I think, like a 1 in 8 chance you'll get the P bag, and 7 out of 8 you'll get 7 out of 8 you'll get the magic. Now this lady right here that just walks around this house, she can heal you. Not that it really matters because we're at full life anyway. Also, this is the town of Rauru, I think it is. I didn't even read the sign, but whatever. Now, whenever you see someone when you see someone walking out of the house, usually means you want to talk to that person, because they'll let you inside and you'll get a spell. But except for this one, you have to basically do something in order to get in. But for this one, we can just walk in. I think there's actually another one, but whatever. If Parapa Desert uses magic to survive. And so we get the shield spell, which gives us double defense for a short time. Well, basically, like the way how spells work in this game is that when you use the spell, when you leave the screen, it just deactivates. If it's like something, there's also a spell that lets you just regain health, but like, you know, that's permanent. Now you also see these like silhouette things that just appear on screen. Well, those are battle encounters, I guess, or battle scenes. The slimy ones that you see, if you run into those, you'll get an easy encounter. If you get the monster Ganon-like things, I guess, you get a tough encounter. And also, depending on where you get the encounter is different. Like, if I get an encounter here, it's gonna be different. Anyway, these paths that you see, if you get well, if you're on those paths, where I just I got a fixed encounter there, because that square where I just walked onto, you actually have, like, it will just automatically take you to this area. But like, if you get an encounter here, and you like walk away to like the safe path, you'll basically just have an encounter with nothing. Also, I'm getting completely destroyed all of a sudden. Let's get out of here. Yeah, this game is actually very hard. Like, yeah, that's also not cheap at all. Those are Gorias. We saw those in the first game as well. But like, okay, if I stand on this square, then walk to that square, that path, you see there's no encounter. What I could also do is, if I get a fixed encounter there, you can actually trigger enemies to go in a battle scene on the same time that you walk onto that square that's a determined encounter thing, whatever. You can actually skip it, but like with this one you can't really do it. It's probably kind of hard to explain, but you'll see it when I actually get the chance to do it. It doesn't really make sense, the way how I explained it. These encounters are nice and easy, just block everything with your shield, except that one, and just move on. Anyway, it's time for the first palace. Yeah, already, well, this one isn't too bad, I guess, but it can be pretty hard because, you know, first playthrough. Well, pretty much the whole game is hard. If you thought Zelda 1 was hard, well, think again. Now these blue guys, these are called bots. Despite their appearance, they're actually one of the toughest enemies in the whole game. I'm not kidding. Like, they are like god tier difficulty enemies. They can basically jump at literally any time. They can just jump into you whenever they feel like it, and there's no way to know when they will jump. It's pretty much random. Like, they are ridiculous. Like, okay, that one's probably just got... Like, when they walk, like, in a certain direction, and, like, as they do it, they also, like, just fall off a ledge. They'll just shoot forward, like you just saw right there. So, that's, like, the only predictability you'll get out of these enemies. Now, these infinitely spawning enemies, if you get hit by them, they'll take experience away. And killing them does not give you any experience, because, you know, otherwise firing would be pretty easy. It's not that easy. They don't make it that easy. Oh yeah, by the way, bubbles. I'm not gonna deal with those. If you try to... You can't kill them, but they take 80 hits to kill with, like, attack 1. So, no thanks. I'd rather kill them with attack 2, because then they take 60. Which still is a lot. Maybe I'll just, you know, demonstrate it once. But, like, I'm not gonna do it with attack 1. Like, that's just boring. I mean, who would wanna watch me stab a bubble 80 times? What kind of fun is that? And these stall bars are really easy. They get hit. They have a really predictable pattern. Now, occasionally you will run into, like, statues, like this one. Depending on what statue it actually is, depending on where it is, it can drop a magic jar, and it's usually a red one. And the red ones, they will drop, basically if you get those, they will just fill up your magic completely. Also, if you use a spell, you actually have to select the thing before you can actually activate it. These guys, you can get them close to the wall and then they can't really do anything except that. Do I take the life? no, I'm gonna cancel for now, actually. And yeah, a statue like that, that one actually had a jar. And also depending on what the statue actually is, it can be a 50-50 shot whether there's a jar in there or just nothing. Like a lot of the entrances to the palaces have either a 50-50 shot at having a red jar or a red iron knuckle. And iron knuckles we haven't encountered those yet. I'm pretty sure you'll see those soon enough. But those are one of the toughest enemies in the game. I mean, the orange and the red ones aren't too bad, but the blue ones are by far ridiculous. Like, they are insane. They're one of the toughest enemies by far. I mean, the bots are also hard, but like the blue iron knuckles are even worse. Generally, when you have like enemies that have stronger versions, the blue ones are usually the strongest. Bots are an exception, because the red ones are a little tougher, because they move faster. Alright, going down. Now this part is really annoying, because I just can't get past this place without getting hit. The bubbles actually hardly do any damage to you at all, but they take magic away. And of course I get hit right as I get a screen transition. You know, just had to happen. And watch out for this bridge, it's gonna crumble, so keep moving forward, and risky P-bag right there. Yeah, I'll take the attack. These enemies are hard. They're so hard to kill. And they're so strong. Okay, I'm gonna cast shield here because we got 2 tough enemies. That's also a thing. I said that they're like, why did I actually explain that? Well, every 6 enemy you kill, will basically drop a jar or a pea bag. The small ones will drop 50, a pea bag of 50 points. Now, if it's a big enemy, those are a different class of enemies. So if you kill 6 enemies of those, it will either drop a red jar like this one, or a 200 point P-bag, which is quite a lot, and usually the red magic, the red jar is usually the most useful one. Also, that was an iron knuckle. If you jump and stab against them, they pretty much have no way of guarding it. If you try to do it like this, it's pretty hard, and not recommended at all. There's actually a trick I can do with blue ones, but like, it's quite ridiculous how it works, but it's also kind of annoying. Because I don't have the spell that lets me recover health, I'm gonna have to just deal with whatever health I have. No! Well, that's one of many deaths. Now is the question, how many game overs will I get? I don't need that. And that's also a thing. If you game over, you go all the way back to the beginning. Like, you will still have all your items or whatever, but you'll go all the way back to the beginning from where, you know, you started the game. You also lose all the experience you've gotten. So yeah, that's pretty annoying. Like that's the only thing in this game that's just kind of bad. But whatever. It's always good to kill some enemies because, you know, then you have more chance of getting magic. All that good stuff. Now we're actually almost at the boss, so... Now, actually, something you should know is that when you get to a boss, you want to be as close to a level up as possible. So, like, when you kill the boss, you're getting a level up. The reason for that is, well, I'll explain it soon enough. Do I want to get the level, actually? Because if I skip it, I need another 150. I'm gonna 30... you know what, I'll take it. I don't think I can get a level up as I beat the boss. I think I only get 80 experience before I get to the boss, and the boss gives me 50, I think. Actually, I would have been fine because there's this guy, so I guess I should not have taken the level. Oh well. Unless one of these guys wants to drop a pea bag, which would be even better. But I don't even think I'm close to that 6th enemy kill thing. Then again, I also kind of lost count, so I don't know. So yeah, just jump and stab. Like, you kind of want to hit them in the top of the head. Ooh, that's actually really good. Now I can actually get the level up when I get to the boss. And you'll see why that's actually so useful. And here's Horsehead. At least I think he's called Horsehead. You know what? Let's just cast some magic. Blah. I'm doing bad. You want to try to hit his ears, I guess. Alright, there we go. It was kind of bad, but we did it. Yeah, he did indeed get me 50. Now you get the level up, right? So now I'm all the way back to, like, not much experience at all. Now when you get to the end of the palace, you'll put these crystals in these things. In these statues, I guess, and basically when that happens, it reveals your life, but it also raises your experience to the next level up. Which is why you want to have a level up before you end the boss fight, so you can basically get the maximum experience, which is very helpful. Now, we also got... Yeah, I just paused the game right there. We just got the candle also in that dungeon, which I didn't really explain, but that will basically light up the caves. And when you get the dungeon item and beat the boss, then the temple will turn into stone. If you beat the boss and just go out of the palace, but you don't have the item yet, the dungeon item, you can just still go back in there. It won't turn to stone until you get that dungeon item. Anyway, on this note where I'm kind of surrounded by enemies, I'm gonna end it off here. Because cliffhangers. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this part, and in the next part we're just gonna hopefully avoid these 2 slimes and that Ganon demon-like thing or whatever. Anyway, see you guys later. That's a little bonus content that I'm gonna do here is this fairy that we had here in this palace. Well, that's basically where I am. But when I was practicing, I was like going down this elevator, and then I pressed down and up at the same time, and then this happened. Yeah, I was pretty much stuck. Pretty silly. Unfortunately, I can't review anything anymore. But at least in the next part, I'll just be not stuck, but instead just be surrounded by enemies. Anyway, for real now, see you guys later.